Open Your Eyes is brought to you by Smart, bringing people together, and the Belize Bank, our country, your bank.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I am Isani Karatano. Good morning.
And good morning, Isani.
Good morning, Sam.
We have quite a different setup here this morning, and I know a lot of our viewers must be asking, is it News 5 Live at 6:30 in the morning? It is not. We have been talking about it, however. Today's going to be a different type of morning show lineup. Of course, that's because we are waiting for the official opening of the polls at Toledo East, set to start 7 a.m. this morning. And of course, we will be providing up to the end of our morning show just some coverage of what is taking place down south.
To give a broad overview of what we intend to do today in terms of our coverage of the by-election in Toledo East, is that when we conclude from the morning show around 8:30 this morning, we will be having updates on the hour from two teams that are stationed in Toledo East. We do have a team that will be working in Punta Gorda town and of course its satellite communities. We'll also have a team stationed in Bella Vista, and they will also be covering all the polling stations surrounding that part of the constituency. So the intention is that throughout the course of the day, we will be bringing hourly updates. At the close of polls at 6 p.m., our teams will be making their way over to Toledo Community College, where the counting of the ballots will take place. And we will be providing you with up-to-the-minute information leading up to the winner of this three-way race.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do have the People's United Party's standard bearer, Dr. Osman Martinez, who is contesting the vacant seat. We also have the UDP's Dennis Disha Williams, who is a fixture in Toledo district. And of course, we also have another mainstay, Will Mejia. And he, as far as I recall, has offered himself for virtually any and all seats.
In Toledo.
In Toledo, yes.
Well, it's going to be an interesting one. Of course, we do want to mention that leading up to this by-election, as well as the conventions as well, we have been providing as much coverage of what has been taking place in Toledo East. We've even had some sit-downs with some of the candidates here as well. I believe we sat down with Dr. Osman Martinez as well as Mr. Disha Williams. But we did do an interview with Will Mejia in our news as well. So we have been providing you some background information of who these individuals are and according to them, why they believe they are the best pick for Toledo East. But we'll be providing all of that detail in our morning show later on as well. As we mentioned, the polls do open at 7 a.m. and we have our colleague Paul Lopez stationed in Toledo currently, getting all the sights and sounds of what's taking place as early as right now. But before we jump into that, Isani, it is a degular Wednesday, so we do have to exactly for us here in Belize City. So we do have to jump into some topics that are currently buzzing online. I know, of course, we just finished up KTV the remix last night, and it was gospel night, Isani.
Yes.
And we spoke about the excitement going into that. Excuse me. I'll tell you, one of the things that I do appreciate is how the crowd come out for different genres that they appreciate the most. Yesterday, I was downstairs in the lobby area and I saw persons trickling in, purchasing their tickets, and it's not just one they're buying. So I know that last night had a full house, of course, for individuals who enjoy the gospel genre, but also for persons who came out for their favorite participants as well. And we did mention that every single week, 2 persons will be eliminated. And for a lot of people, I know you might have been disappointed when you saw 2 top performers actually be eliminated last night, and that was Ronelli and Christian. I know that these were high-performing contestants. I believe Ronel and Christian, I believe both of them at some point in their play in the contest have placed with perfect scores, Isani. Nonetheless, they were still eliminated.
That's how tricky a situation this can all be for the contestants, right? In one week, you perform excellent. In another performance, you may be off a little bit.
Yeah.
The judges will critique your performance, and the voters will have their say ultimately. And so I keep saying, right, when you look at this kind of a show that we've been able to put on for well over a decade plus, you would think that looking at an artist and taking in their performance would automatically take them to another level in the competition. But there are so many factors at play that one has to consider.
Yeah.
And again, when I look at the eliminations, and this is the second week of eliminations, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, because this is 3rd week,
Yeah, right? The second week of eliminations. I'm trying to get into what they're thinking on that stage before and after the performances, and how they reflect on where they were last week, right? Because all of that determines whether they stay or they go, right? And so I look at all of that. I don't want to say that I want to be a judge or I'm a judge, but I have my little sheet every so often, and I, look at where some of these performers can improve in their craft. And I think they should be doing that as well.
Yeah.
Right? To keep a mental check of, okay, you know what? Maybe I was a bit off on this key the last time around. I need to be able to nail it this time.
I think it goes back to what William says every night, Isani, where he mentions that the judges have their say, but you guys in the crowd have your way. And that's, while it's easy to digest when you maybe have a favorite on that stage, and you personally felt like that favorite performed well, but the judges might have scored that individual as a little bit lower than you would have wanted, you ultimately make that decision if that person stays in or not with your votes. So in a case of Ronella and Christian, that is exactly what we saw last night. These were 2 top performing contestants in the competition. Personally, 2 of my favorites as well. And they were not able to continue in the competition because they did not meet the votes that they needed. Now, this is going to be interesting because I think it's also going to put a sense of fire under the other ones to get those votes in. And I mean, we have been talking about this, myself and Paul Isani. We were saying how the show has somewhat evolved from persons going at bus stops or bus stations to ask for votes or donations for voting to individuals saying, I have a corporate sponsor.
Yeah, and that's the way it should be, right?
Yeah.
You should get out fairly early on into the competition and establish a plan.
Yeah.
Right? 2 plans, if you ask me. A plan of what you're going to do across the competition in terms of your performances, and a plan to solidify your sponsorship and your fan base, because those 2 go together.
Exactly. And even in the real world, when it comes to musicians or artists in general, it's so important to develop a solid fan base or a solid following, your target audience even, because that's how you make your money, that's how you make your sales. So this, as much as it's hard to accept, I know they were our favorites too, this is exactly how it goes. So we implore you guys to definitely vote for your favorites, not just say it in the comment section. That does help as well to give encouragement for these singers, but they need these votes, and they're only 50 cents.
I think what we can also look forward to next week is Latino Night.
Absolutely.
Right? So all of those fans of Rosewar, all of those fans of Selena, and all of these other, famous Latin artists, Well, hey, you may very well get your song played
Yeah.
next week with the performances.
I agree. I think it's going to be a fun night. I know the Latin genre also brings out a crowd too, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of young people are going to find creative ways to make it a lively event as well. I think of Haziel when he started and how he blew us all away because that was his strong genre, but he was
Yeah.
able to adapt to different ones as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing what these only English-speaking people will do.
Yeah. So,
It's going to be an interesting one.
what else is buzzing? Well, our favorite restaurant
Absolutely, yeah. Chonsan.
is 50 years old, right? And I saw this coming, right? Earlier this year, I was invited to Lee Mark's home. Well, not his home, one of his businesses. And we had this discussion about what they as a family wanted to do to celebrate this milestone achievement. So I kind of knew in advance that, you know, they were going to, you know, put it all out there. But what I found interesting, and this was outside of Paul's story yesterday, which was excellent, by the way. Outside of that is the fact that this family comes from humble beginnings, right? They are, well, in Lee Mark's case, the descendants of, you know, Chinese immigrants who came to Belize way back in the 60s, right?
Maybe 61?
Yeah. So they've established themselves as a Belizean family over the years, over the decades. And what I look at and what I appreciate and admire is the prevailing idea of cultural integration, right? So they've found a way how to meld their culture, their Asian heritage, along with the intrinsic Belizean experience, Belizean culture. And what better way to express it than through food? I always tell people, you want to understand and learn a culture, don't just look at the language and the music, go with the food and you'll get to understand exactly how things come
Eat
together.
from the locals, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. And he said that in his interview as well. I think there was two things that stood out to me from that story. One, just as you mentioned, Isani, it's the way that the family has been able to integrate Belizean culture into the foods. He mentioned specifically you would not be able to get chow mein
with noodles.
with noodles or with many of the ingredients that you would find here.
Yeah.
I believe cabbage is one of it as well. If you go in the United States, you might get bok choy, or you wouldn't even get noodles at all.
Yeah.
So that's something that he's been able to integrate here. And of course, I can't even think of chow mein without what we get here. Now I feel like I need to try it somewhere else.
No, because in our mind, chow mein and noodles go together.
Exactly,
right?
it makes
They're
so much
synonymous.
sense. If I
Yeah.
make chow mein at home, it has to be the way that I get it at Chow San.
Yeah.
But not only that, one of the other things that he mentioned, and I think that this was at the end of the story, he mentioned that something that he's learned from his family, or the values that he has from his family, is that hard work does not kill you.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that, because I think for a lot of people on the outside looking in, or just looking at that story, they think of 50 years and they probably think that this family came from prominence, or they probably
Yeah.
came from some sort of
They
finance.
rose to prominence over the decades,
Yeah.
but they're from humble beginnings.
And he's telling you right there how they did it was hard work. And I have to respect that. I have to agree with him. So I'm really hoping that aside from celebrating the accomplishment of this family, Belizeans and people in general can learn something from the values that they have as well. In working hard, in continuing when there's setbacks, just continue and persevere. What's your
think-
favorite dish from Chosan?
Fried chicken.
Yeah? That's one of their most
Yeah.
popular.
That goes without saying for me. I'm a
Yeah.
chicken guy.
I love their sweet and sour, but I think that's like the second most popular
Yeah.
dish there.
But here's the thing, Sab. When you look at the idea of continuity in business, in a family business, so this is one that carries over from generation to generation. It was established by the patriarch Armando Chang all these many years ago. It was taken over by Lee Mark in 1991, And the plan is that it will be
Passed on to his son in
right?
5 years.
Yeah. And so when you think about continuity, when you think about longevity, and the broader concept of generational wealth, if you look at it from that point of view, that's the trajectory, that's the line that one takes, right? To be able to establish something, build it, and then pass it on to someone else to continue to grow and develop what you've established.
What I also want to mention, though, is that this is a family that has not only shown how much their business has grown over the span of 5 decades, but they have given back to Belize as well, not only in the way that their meals are made, but this is a business that whenever there's a hurricane or whenever there's a natural disaster, you best believe that Chausan Palace will be donating some meals to volunteers.
If you recall what they did during the COVID pandemic.
Exactly.
They were feeding as many people as they could have, you know, given the constraints and what have you. So I also look at the fact that their staff is majority Belizean.
That's a great
and
point.
his interaction with them, Lee Mark is one of us, right?
Yeah,
but he's
his
more
Creole probably better than all
I was
of
just about to say. He's more Creole than many of us.
Yeah, his Creole is
Creole, right?
excellent. And I mean, that is worthy of mentioning, Isani, as you mentioned, the staff members that he has, majority Belizeans, majority Creole, or just Belizeans in general. Not only that, Lee Mark Chan has immersed himself in all things Belizeans by even going into politics at one point, trying to give back in as big way as possible. So I have to say congratulations to them. We wish you 50 years more. We know that they are in the process of transitioning into new leadership under the auspices of his son. So we hope that that works out. And I know with all the foundation that they've laid, I think it's going to be hard to see this business not last 50 more years.
Well, we wish them all the best.
I was there thinking when this story was playing last night, I wonder if I'll be alive when they'll be reporting on 100 years of Chausan. Imagine that.
I don't
that
know
would
where I'll be. If I'm around, we'll celebrate that. If not,
I hope I'm here. I hope I'm here. All right, well, we do have the rest of the show to go into, and we're going to jump into an eye-opener this morning, Isani, for a daily dose of morning motivation. Do you want to take it away this morning?
certainly.
All right.
Here goes. We all change throughout life, trying new and different things, but the core of who we really are remains the same. As we bob and weave with the ebb and flow of our life, our roles change, but our true self remains constant. As spiritual beings having a human experience, we go through many aspects of humanity in one lifetime. Living in a material world of opposites and classifications, we often identify ourselves by the roles we play, forgetting that these aspects shift throughout our lives. But when we anchor ourselves in the truth of our being, that core of spirit within us, we can choose to embrace the new roles as they come, knowing that they give us fresh perspective on life and a greater understanding of the lives of others. As children, we anticipated role changes eagerly in our rush to grow up, though fairy tales led us to believe that happily ever after was a final destination. The truth is that life is a series of destinations, mere stops on a long journey filled with differing terrain. Each role we play gives us another perspective through which to understand ourselves and the nature of the universe. When we take a moment to see that change can be an adventure, a celebration, and a chance to play a new part, we may even be able to recapture the joyful anticipation of our youth as we transition from one role to the next. Interesting. One line, Sab, for me. Though fairy tales led us to believe that happily ever after was a final destination, the truth is that life is a series of destinations, mere stops on a long journey filled with differing terrain. Beautifully said.
Yeah. I think of I saw this post online last week, and it really struck me, Isani, and it filled me with joy, but it also made me really sad because the reflection was at an age that I'm actually at currently, and it was talking about being 17, and in the blink of an eye, you become 27.
Yeah.
And oftentimes, if you're not careful, you miss a lot of the really enjoyable details in between that time, in between that decade. And you might not even realize it, but you're 37.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're wondering where time went between 17 or 17 and 27. But of course, the core of who you are, that 7-year-old, that 17-year-old, and even that 27-year-old is still there through, I imagine, the core values that you were able to develop as your foundation. And for me, that has been a post that has remained with me because I'm currently 27. And I want to be able to remember the good stuff while I become 37, you know, or while I become 47. And I don't know, how do you feel about the idea of passing through life and through time, but wanting to savor these good moments, get the lessons that you need to get from the bad ones, and just move along?
I think that's the reason why the line that I read earlier resonates with me, right? The idea of the happily ever after.
Yeah.
So when you read these fairy tales, it always ends with, and they ride off into the sunset, happily ever after. And in a sense, I took it almost literally, right? That if you follow certain steps in life and you've been able to accomplish or achieve all these goals, then what's left is the grand pasture and riding off into the sunset.
So essentially, you felt there was a formula.
In a sense, yes. So this is, and when it comes to what our parents want for us, they kind of outline the similar goals as if you follow the arc of a story, right?
Yeah.
Where I'm always reminded, you know, go to school, do well.
Get a good job.
Get a good job, right? Then you start your family, build your home with the white picket fence, and happily ever after.
You literally have the white picket fence? Guys! Yes, wow. You really took that literal.
But then I realized that after having accomplished all of that, there is still a lot more that you need to be able to do in life.
Absolutely.
To self-actualize and of course to be able to appreciate the journey for what it is, right? So I'm in my early 40s and I've achieved all of these things. And I still have a long way to go. So I'm still looking at personal and professional development. I'm looking at strengthening my bond with my kids, with my family. There's so many other avenues for me to explore at this point, having achieved the white picket fence.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great way to put it. All right, guys. Well, we hope that you were able to take something from this eye-opener this morning. But we do got to move into our weather update to see what the weather is going to look like, both here in Belize City and probably in Toledo East. I heard it was raining in Toledo this morning. So let's see what the weather is going to look like today, courtesy of the folks at the National Meteorological Service.
Good morning, Belize. Mainly fair weather conditions prevail over our area. The 24-hour forecast, skies will be mostly sunny today and partly cloudy tonight. Showers or thunderstorms will be isolated. The maximum temperatures for today will reach 89 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 94 inland and 81 up in the hills. The low temperatures for tonight will be around 81 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 74 inland and 68 up in the hills. The winds will be from the east, northeast at 5 to 10 knots, and the sea conditions will be slight. A high tide had occurred this morning at 5:55. A low tide will occur this afternoon at 1:59. Another high tide tonight at 8:20, and another low tide just after midnight at 12:28. The sun rose this morning at 5:27 and will set this evening at 6:30. The moon will rise this evening at 3:18 and will set early tomorrow morning at 2:28. In the sargassum forecast, only small amounts of sargassum are expected over the area for the next few days. The outlook for Thursday and Thursday night is for mainly fair weather conditions. Showers or thunderstorms will be isolated on Thursday, with an increase in shower activity is expected mainly along the coast, but more so over the south late Thursday night. In the tropical weather outlook for the North Atlantic, the Caribbean Sea, and the Gulf of Mexico, Tropical cyclone formation is not expected during the next 48 hours. For more details on our forecast, please visit our website at nms.gov.bz. With that, we end this morning's forecast from the Belize National Met Service.
There's your update. Isani, you had me cracking up during that weather update. Isani was giving me his own weather update in PG. Apparently, the only day that it rains in Toledo is yesterday. No, I don't get it wrong. Gosh, I'm a terrible joke teller.
And I love my friends and family down in PG, I'll say that much.
You have to do that before you say the joke, no?
Disclaimer. So I was telling you that it only rains twice in PG, in Toledo. Or it only rains 3 times a week in Toledo, right? The first one, if it rains twice, is yesterday and today, right? If it rains three days in Toledo, it's yesterday, today, and tomorrow. That's the amount of rainfall that they usually receive. But I was throwing the joke because, I love my folks down south, right?
All right, let's see if he gets welcome back when he gets there again. But we do have a show lineup for you. As we mentioned, we will be providing through the course of this morning show some coverage that is currently taking place in Toledo East. We do have our colleagues over there, Paul Lopez as well as George Tillett, getting the sights and the sounds. As we mentioned, the polls do open in 3 minutes. So in our first segment and our second segment, as you can see there, this is how it's currently looking. It's actually not raining right now, but it is relatively quiet.
We're 5 minutes away from the opening of the polls in Toledo East, and what we're looking at is an area of Punta Gorda town where in a few minutes persons will be coming out to cast their initial ballots at the start of the by-elections for Toledo East. Just a reminder that we're looking at 3 candidates from 2 mass parties and a third who will be vying for the vacant seat left in the wake of the late Mike Espat's passing 3 or so months ago. So we have Dr. Osman Martinez, we have Wilma here, and we have Dennis Disho Williams.
Yes, so after the break, we will be talking to Paul Lopez and whoever he's able to get to showcase just some of what is taking place over in the southernmost part of the country. We'll be trying to get you as much information as possible, as early as possible. And later in the show, we'll also be joined by some delegates for the Queen of the Bay, Belize City. So you'll be meeting these beauty queens and learning a little bit of why they wanted to be a part of the Queen of the Bay this year. All right, well, Lasana, we do got to take a quick break, and when we come back, we want to race back really quickly to get Paul Lopez with us here virtually, and of course, find out what's currently taking place in Toledo East. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added on for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix add-on for only $28.13 more. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
Welcome to Design Depot, home of Sherwin-Williams Paint. Sherwin-Williams Paint is one of the most reputable paints in the industry, known for its superior quality, durability, and environmentally friendly technology. We carry a large variety of products for all your home and commercial needs, such as interior and exterior paints, primers, wood stains, sealers, clear top coats, caulking, aerosols, concrete, and masonry products. Achieve professional-looking results with ease using Sherwin-Williams paint and coating. Design Depot, all in one place.
Summer is almost here, and we're gearing up for the exciting time of the year where kids from all over the country come together and showcase their talent on one stage. The Open Your Eyes stage. Yes, that's right. Summerfest is back.
The first 100 children gets a free gift. Join us on Friday, July 19th at the Memorial Park in Belize City at 6:30 a.m. It will be a fun-filled morning with lots of prizes and surprises. Come see talented kids from all over the country perform on stage. See you at Summerfest 2024.
1,067,700 slices of bacon are eaten by tourists each year, stimulating our local economy. Tourism means business.
The biggest music and food festival to hit Belize and Central America is back. And boy, do we have a mega 2-day event for you. The Belize Tourism Board, Mars Productions, the Alaya Resort, Niche, ECAT, the San Pedro Town Council, PAC, Border Management Agency, and Belican Ultra presents the Belize International Music and Food Festival 3.0. And it happens July 27 and 28 on the beautiful island of San Pedro. La Isla Bonita comes alive starting on July 27 with a mega concert. Get ready as we introduce and bring to you a sound of Belize. We call the Belize Brock Dung Roots Combo Band and the Belize Paranda Soul Combo Band. Backed up by some of Belize's best past and present musicians. Joining them is Belize dancehall queen Britney Starr. And top of the night we bring to you hit reggae superstar Carly Buzz. Dancehall's hottest artist, the bubblegum himself, Valiant. And to close off night one, we bring Jamaica's biggest sensation, Miss Hit and Run herself, Shensia.
You think I could have get in on my feelings?
This all happens on July 27th, San Pedro, Belize, at the Soccer Chispas Field. Doors open 5 p.m. For showtime 6 p.m. Tickets available at BIMFF.BZ on the eCash wallet, powered by Belize Bank, or on the Quick Pass app on all Android and Apple iPhone. It's the Belize International Music and Food Festival 3.0, July 27 and 28, 2024, on the beautiful island of San Pedro. Sponsored by Belize Tourism Board, eCash, San Pedro Town Council, PAC, Niche, Belican Ultra, Border Management Agency, the Alaya Resort, Honorable Andre Paris, Travelers, ICB, Digicel, Dolphin Production, Wine Smith, Angelus Press, Tropic Air, Modisco, Maya Island Air, Hits Media, Love FM, Channel 5, Courts, San Pedro Belize Express, Smart, and Channel 7.
Hey, move out my way. Me, I'm mad for my day.
It's the return of your favorite Tuesday night entertainment. KTV The Remix Season 6 is here. Join us for an exciting night and a chance to win fabulous prizes. Plus compete in our halftime challenge. Get your tickets for just $5. Available at Channel 5 and Coney Drive and 88 Shopping Center. Can't make it in person? No problem. Watch it live on Channel 5 or stream it on Facebook and YouTube. The fun starts at 8 p.m. at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. KTV The Remix Season 6. It's hot, it's live, and it's only on 5.
And welcome back. As we mentioned prior to our commercial break, we are going to be joined by 2 corresponding teams from the Toledo East constituency. We have Paul Lopez, who will be heading to Bella Vista, and in Punta Gorda Town at the moment we have Stefan Alberto and his cameraman. They have joined us via Zoom, and they are on the line with us. Good morning, Stefan.
Good morning, Stefan.
Good morning. How are you guys doing today?
Paint us a picture of what's taking place in Punta Gorda ahead of the opening of polls. Well, we're 5 minutes behind the opening of polls, right? So paint for us a brief picture of what's taking place where you are and perhaps what we can expect from voters trickling in this morning.
All right, so essentially the hypeness or the enthusiasm started from yesterday. While riding around town, you could hear people saying, oh, the Toyota Prados are here. It indicates that the ministers and everyone is here. So again, everybody is festive and everybody is can't wait to use their constitutional right to vote.
What does the numbers look like as early as 6 minutes past 7? I see some individuals behind you. There looks like some individuals are also trickling into these voting stations as well. What does that picture look like right now?
Essentially, it's close to be completely honest with you. We have seen approximately about 20 people from the opening of polls. However, we believe, just like the municipal elections, that during lunchtime and during the closing of the polls this evening, that we will expect a lot more people to be here.
You mentioned that the individuals were saying the Toyota Prados have arrived yesterday, so that means that the ministers are there. Did you observe over the course of the past few hours some slight campaigning still taking place?
Not necessarily. I believe that our campaigning started and finished last night. Because from last night I saw campaigners at my doorstep campaigning, and actually with the blessing rain, because again in PG, whenever we have strangers coming to PG, for some unknown reason, it rains. So last night, actually, they were actually fixing roads, paving roads, and up to 1 o'clock this morning. Yes, so I believe that then was the end of it, and then today, they are just bringing in people to vote.
Yeah.
As a resident of Punta Gorda town, Stefan, share with us from your point of view what the climate has been like in terms of all parties campaigning in Punta Gorda town. What was their message like? Do you feel as if though perhaps it was received by other members of the broader Punta Gorda community?
When it comes to the atmosphere, well, you see waves of red, blue, and also green, and everybody within one place showing off what they want to do here in PG. And essentially, I believe that the message was received by the PG people, because people not only wanted this day to come, but they also wanted to see what PG could be like, or what PG could receive after the election.
Yes.
I think one of the primary concerns for residents of Toledo on a whole, not only Toledo East, but the entire district, is the fact that they've been clamoring for economic development, and they've been clamoring for the kind of changes that would bring about job opportunities, that would bring about the kind of social cohesion that is necessary for the district to be able to move forward. Do you believe that, perhaps from what you've heard from these campaigners, that they are prepared to see PG and, of course, Toledo East move forward with a new era representative?
Yes, two things that I've garnered from listening to the campaigners. Number one would be the implementation or the coming of a call center here to PG, which will then drive economic and social development here in PG. Another thing is road infrastructure. As we know that it rains a lot here in PG, and because of all that rain, then the roads then will become destroyed. So those are the two things that I believe the PG people are more excited about, and those are the two things that were the inciting forces behind the campaign during this whole campaign process.
You're currently stationed there in Punta Gorda town, Stefan. Share with us the exact location where individuals will be voting right there behind you.
Okay, so currently I'm behind St. Peter Clever School, which is polling station 119 if I'm not mistaken. So we also have St. Benedict RC School, which is another polling station, and we also have Methodist and Catlanding as well, and Little Flower. So we have 5 places here in PG and just outside of PG where people could cast their vote. But St. Peter Clever is also the biggest here in PG with, I think, 1,298 voters to be exact.
So all the big guns have essentially descended on Punta Gorda town. I know the Prime Minister is there. I know the leader of the opposition is also there because I spoke with them yesterday. What was the vibe like last night? Because I don't know if PG has gotten this much attention from any of the major political parties outside of election season. But what has been the vibe in Punta Gorda town last night ahead of this morning's vote?
And I have to tell you how the vibe so hyping up PG right now that it literally rain, pouring rain. Came with the outside last night for the rally that they had in PG town, sorry, in Central Park. So that's the excitement going on right now. I think a lot of people are going to be at the car for the flu because they're with the outlet and want to hear what the Prime Minister got to say and want to know what is his vision for Toledo East.
What were some of the messages that he shared with the people out there last night?
I can't quote him directly because I was not out there due to the rain. But it was basically, from what I have heard, infrastructure and to build PG, when it comes to finance.
Yes. All right, well, Stefan, we definitely look forward to some updates from you throughout the course of this morning. As you mentioned, there are some trickling in taking place, but we know that that number will increase. Hopefully it does not rain throughout the course of the day, so individuals can go out and cast their vote.
We'll take this opportunity while we have you with us still, Stefan, for you to share with us one final point during this update. What has it been like in terms of perhaps a conversation with Will Mejia?
Sorry?
What has it been like in terms of a conversation with Will Mejia? I know that he is one of the persons in Punta Gorda town that is well known, perhaps equally as much as Disha and as much as Osman Martinez in the Bella Vista area. But in Punta Gorda town, have you had an opportunity to speak with Will and hear from him what his vision would be and perhaps why he's running again, considering the fact that he has offered himself on previous occasions unsuccessfully?
Yes, Will is a very close friend of mine, and his message to PG people is to wake up and to essentially vote for him, because although he's not in the current administration, he tends to do a lot of things to PG people, and our PG people look fine. So that is one of the reasons why he offered himself, because of what he believes or what he have done to PG, and he believes that if he is elected, then he can do more.
All right, so what we'll do, we'll break from you at the moment, Stefan, and then we'll wait for another update from you later on in the morning. What we want to do at this point in time, Sabrina, is kind of share some background for our viewers who may be wanting to find out more about this by-election and why it has come to be.
And why it's so significant as well.
So if you look at the history of the constituency itself, it was established in 1984, and the first elected era representative for Toledo East was Charles Wagner, right? And in 1989, excuse me, he was succeeded by the late Mike Espat, who was a fixture, a stronghold in that constituency, having only lost twice in the period of time that he was in electoral politics in Toledo East. He lost in 1993 to Joseph Cayetano, and then he lost to Peter Eden Martinez in 2008. And so he's been there for the better part of 30 years as the era representative for Toledo East. When he passed away earlier this year, 3 months or so ago, it naturally triggered a by-election, right? And in the immediate wake of his passing, the United Democratic Party endorsed the candidacy of Dennis Williams. The People's United Party, sometime thereafter, went to convention where there were 3 nominees who offered themselves for this particular election as standard bearers coming in, you had Nicanor Kenya, you had Melhem Espat, and of course you have Dr. Osman Martinez, right? And the candidacy of Osman Martinez has been, in a sense, controversial simply because he had expressed an interest in challenging Mike Espat for Toledo East. And not long after, Mr. Espat took ill and passed away. And so in certain pockets, you have some people who perhaps have a sense of resentment that the late Mike Espat would have been challenged in such a manner. But at the same time, you're looking at someone who has a political ambition, and in a democratic country, you should be able to say, you know what, I want to offer myself to run against you or whomever in the next go-around to represent the people of this particular constituency. So that's on one end. On the other, Disha has been working in the background diligently for the United Democratic Party for all these many years as well. And when this opportunity presented itself, the party came together and they realized, okay, well, you've been in the background, you've been doing all the work and everything.
He knows the people.
You know the people, you know the lay of the land.
Yeah.
Why not you? And so he comes into the scene. And then thirdly, we keep mentioning Will Mejia because he too is a son of the soil, and he has been there all along doing his own work quietly. And of course, PG people know him. Whether or not they're in a position now to give him that vote, we'll know that by the end of the day.
Well, it's not the first time that he's thrown his hat in the ring to try to represent the people of Toledo. So it's going to be interesting to see if this time around they have a change of heart. But what I do want to mention is, because I was doing a little bit of reading on Toledo in particular, and Toledo East is the 8th largest constituency across the country in terms of registered voters. So we are expecting, I believe they have about 7,000 something voters. We'll get that official number shortly. But aside from that, they are also one of the, or among the top 5, if not 3, largest constituencies in the country. So it's interesting to see how this particular district in general is considered forgotten, but it also brings about the number of voters that it does, and the landmass of this constituency as well is so big. There's so many opportunities in Toledo.
The geography of Toledo East, if we could use that description, spans from Barranco, which is one of the furthest villages south, all the way to Monkey River and Bella Vista in the north of Toledo district. And of course, you have areas like Machakilha and Otosha that also fall within this constituency. So you could appreciate that when these candidates go out to campaign, you're covering a lot of ground. It's all of 21 communities plus Punta Gorda town, right? So that should give you an appreciation of the actual size of the constituency and the amount of ground that one has to cover. I don't know when was the last time you've been to Monkey River. In never, right?
I rarely ever take the trip to Toledo.
But
not because I don't love Toledo. It's just too far to get there.
But Monkey River, much like Barranco Village, has been one of those communities where it was once thriving. It was once like a commercial hub within the district itself. But over years, you've seen a significant brain drain and exodus, if I could use that description, where people who once lived there, who once did business and everything there, have moved out. So you have places like Barranco, as I've mentioned, where a lot of the younger or middle-aged population has moved out to look for economic opportunities elsewhere in the country, beginning with Punta Gorda town itself. Similarly, for people who lived in Monkey River who moved out. But there are still people there of voting age. These are still communities that need to be serviced, right, by an area representative. So when these candidates are out there campaigning, they still have to listen to the needs and the concerns of these residents, notwithstanding the actual population size of each of these communities. Then you look at somewhere like Bella Vista, by contrast, which has been experiencing a boom where there's a lot of economic activity taking place there. You have now infrastructure that includes schools, hospitals, police station, and all these other major grocery stores and stuff when you pass along the Southern Highway and you see them. When you look at how the dynamics, either by demography or either by the movement of people within the district itself, it goes to show you that while you have people coming out of these smaller communities and looking for jobs, and looking for livelihoods elsewhere, PG still has, or should I say Toledo still has that potential.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not the political parties who come to power realize what it has enough for them to say, okay, the government should now begin to invest more in it, I think those are considerations that the voters of Toledo East should really think about.
And really emphasize that this is something that they want. And I love that you brought up that point, Isani, because over the course of the few months, or I guess we could say 90 days, that we've been able to go on the ground and follow these aspiring representatives of Toledo East, we were able to hear from them and what they say are the concerns of the people. And of course, as you mentioned, and I love that you mentioned that, certain communities have different needs. They want different things. There are some communities that need access to potable water. There are some communities that don't even have internet. So telecommunication and internet is an issue. Access to electricity, access to water, access to health care. A lot of them are saying that we don't even have a fire truck. And as you would know, Isani, just a couple months ago, we came off the heels of intense forest fires in the Toledo district, a drought. Of course, they're also saying in terms of healthcare that they would simply want an ambulance. They have the human resources there, but they need these other resources to be able to get the job done. For a lot of these people, they're traversing on roads that are not paved. And I believe it was Mr. Osborne, Dr. Osman, that mentioned that in the case of an individual or a woman that is about to go into labor, there's a possibility that she may have to have her baby right there on the road because she's not able to reach the hospital in time. So something as simple as an ambulance could potentially help that.
Well, it speaks to an urgent need for infrastructure development in that district and in that constituency, to be more specific. When you look at traveling to and from a remote community such as Machakilha, right? I believe myself and my cameraman did that a couple years ago. And it's a difficult terrain to be able to traverse, to get into and come out of, right? So if you're talking about persons trying to access healthcare and you look at how far-flung these communities are, far away from the Punta Gorda Community Hospital, or far away from the nearest health facility, then it gives you an understanding of why there is the need for these kinds of investments to be made. When you look at healthcare, you look at education, you look at simple things like the utilities. You mentioned earlier access to potable water. You mentioned communication services, and even electricity, right? I understand that certain initiatives have been put in place to be able to electrify some of these communities by solar power. Right? But it's not simply getting the vote. That's one aspect of it. That's what puts you into the driver's seat. It's a matter of being able to deliver on the promises that you've made to these people when you're door-to-door campaigning. Right? Because at the end of the day, when they cast their ballot, they're thinking that, okay, meaningful change will finally come about in the constituency. And I say this, and I say it with a certain sense of passion, because we've all used the expression the forgotten district. And it's at a point where it's almost demeaning more than it is
Yeah.
uplifting.
But I do want to say, Isani, while you mentioned that it's demeaning more than uplifting, I believe that that phrase probably came from the people of Toledo because that's how they felt,
Yeah.
or that's how they feel. They feel forgotten. We just listed out some general resources that we probably take for granted here
Yeah.
when these individuals in Toledo East in particular are saying, look, it's been 30 years or 30 plus years we've had an area representative, and I'm not saying that he has not been the individual that has not been able to deliver on all of these promises, but this is a large constituency that still, there are individuals, there are homes that still don't have access to something as simple as electricity. They're not able to turn on their lights. So they do feel forgotten, and they're telling us that they feel forgotten, and that's
Yeah.
why we're saying it.
What is interesting, and we'll wrap up shortly, what is interesting, Sabrina, is that whoever comes out on top at the end of today's election cycle, there's only a short window, right? Because the general elections will be called sometime next year in 2025. So whether it's red, blue, or the independent,
Is that green?
I think it's orange if I'm not mistaken. I stand to be corrected on that. But it doesn't matter. Either one of these candidates, whichever one emerges victorious at the end of the day, still has work to do in short order.
Yeah.
If not in preparation for the big dance next year, at least to get his feet wet in terms of being able to understand and deliver on some of the basic needs of these individuals who form Toledo East.
All right. Well, we do got to take a quick break, and Isani, when we come back, we'll be continuing the conversation on the Toledo East by-election coverage. We still want to get a chat with Paul Lopez, currently in Bella Vista, and of course, finding out what's currently taking place over there. Of course, we also have an opportunity to talk a bit more on the backgrounds of these particular representatives contesting and hoping for being the representative of Toledo East. So we'll be talking about that and more after the break when we come back.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price but stay for the service.
Snackers chips are more than just a snack. They're a proud product of Belize. Sourced from corn grown in Cayo's lush valleys, then crafted with care and packaged to perfection by Belizeans. When you choose Snackers, you're choosing the taste of home and flavors you'll love. Snackers, done right, done here.
It's the return of your favorite Tuesday night entertainment. KTV The Remix Season 6 is here. Join us for an exciting night and a chance to win fabulous prizes. Plus compete in our halftime challenge. Get your tickets for just $5. Available at Channel 5 and Coney Drive and 88 Shopping Center. Can't make it in person? No problem. Watch it live on Channel 5 or stream it on Facebook and YouTube. The fun starts at 8 p.m. at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts. KTV The Remix Season 6. It's hot, It's live and it's only on 5.
I'm David Humes. This is Vanessa Humes. We own Ladyville Cool Spot. Belize Bank save us a lot of time. Working with them, we can keep track exactly what we spend. We recommend Belize Bank 100% because we don't have to go to stand up in line, and we can check on our account right from our house. Working with Belize Bank is the best.
Summer is almost here, and we're gearing up for the exciting time of the year where kids from all over the country come together and showcase their talent on one stage. The Open Your Eyes stage. Yes, that's right. Summerfest is back.
The first 100 children gets a free gift. Join us on Friday, July 19th at the Memorial Park in Belize City at 6:30 a.m. It will be a fun-filled morning with lots of prizes and surprises. Come see talented kids from all over the country perform on stage. See you at Summerfest 2024.
Summertime is here, and it's time to upgrade your summer with the latest and greatest in tech gadgets at rock bottom prices. We've got everything you need to enhance your summer adventures without breaking the bank. Capture those unforgettable moments in crystal clear quality with Android phones starting as low as $109, or Samsung phones with a 1-year local warranty included starting at $349. Entertain your kids on long trips with our tablets starting at only $155. Occupy your gamers and movie lovers with TVs and PlayStations, or with headphones and earbuds starting as low as $25. To top it off, stay on track of your fitness goals with up to 22% discount on fitness products like smartwatches. Don't miss out on our summer sale, offering incredible deals and discounts. With every purchase, you also get a chance to be one of 7 lucky winners to win a free primary school tuition grant. It's 7 stores, 7 chances, and 7 lucky winners. Visit Cellular World today to enhance your summer and make it unforgettable.
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says that Barnabas and Paul were men that hazarded their lives, or literally risked their lives, for the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Today in the church, we have too many professors and not enough possessors. Too many who talk the talk but who do not walk the walk. Too many who have been whitewashed but not washed white. Too many who want a kind of alimony from God without any allegiance to God. Too many who are willing to take but not willing to give. Too many spiritual profiteers who are willing to serve God as long as it does not cost them anything. We need more people with the attitude of David, who said he would not offer to God that which cost him nothing. Paul and Barnabas were some of the first missionaries the church sent out, but it was not without a price or a sacrifice. They hazarded their life for the name of Jesus and sharing the gospel. During the Iraqi war in the spring of 2003, I read the story of Chris Carter, who saw an Iraqi woman on a bridge who was about to be killed. Without thought of personal safety, he left his Bradley fighting vehicle and dashed onto the bridge to bring the Iraqi woman to safety and stand guard over her with his M16A4 rifle as she was placed into an ambulance by medics to be given medical attention. God give us risk takers in the church with equal passion to share the gospel with a world on the very brink of destruction. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Hi, my name is Lincoln Fowers and I work at U-Mall. 100% I will recommend Belize Bank mobile banking to everyone because it saves time, money, and gas price, because gas price is high right now. Belize Bank mobile banking just make life easier.
This plan, I can't leave this plan. Smart Belize!
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't let this blind. I can't let this blind.
Summer is almost here, and we're gearing up for the exciting time of the year where kids from all over the country come together and showcase their talent on one stage. The Open Your Eyes stage. Yes, that's right. Summerfest is back.
The first 100 children gets a free gift. Join us on Friday, July 19th at the Memorial Park in Belize City at 6:30 a.m. It will be a fun-filled morning with lots of prizes and surprises. Come see talented kids from all over the country perform on stage. See you at Summerfest 2024.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes, guys. There's been a slight change in our show lineup. While we wait for Paul Lopez in Bella Vista, we wanted to introduce you guys to this year's Belize City candidates for the upcoming Belize City Queen of the Bay. Now, this is exciting because I know that the Queen of the Bay is a pageant that we look forward to on an annual basis. So I'm excited to introduce to you just some of the delegates, and we're going to take a quick switch and you'll be introduced to two more of them. We're joined this morning by Amanda Taylor, and she is the organizer of the Queen of the Bay Belize City Pageant. And she's joined by Serena Bowden in white, lovely in white.
Good morning.
And next to her is Heavenly Bradley. Beside her is Vivica Perez. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. Now, the Queen of the Bay is one of those pageants where when you go in, you really have to think before doing it, yeah?
Yes.
It is. Now, Amanda, you were actually a Queen of the Bay as well.
Yes.
Let's talk about the significance of this pageant to you now being an organizer.
Well, I'm going to be very honest with you, Sabrina. I was a bit hesitant to take on the coordinator position offered to me by Nationals. But being a former queen, we hold the pageant very dear to our heart.
And you know what these ladies are going through.
Exactly. And it's hard to turn it down because we feel like we have a connection with the title, you know, like we feel like we're obligated. I wouldn't really want to say obligated, but it wouldn't feel right to turn down such an offer.
Yeah.
So, you know, it has been a bit challenging. I mean, this is the first time I am a coordinator, well, since last year, and I have decided to take on the huge task of pulling through with a Belize City pageant this year. We had Miss Belize District in the past, and this is the first time we're having a Miss Belize City pageant. The main goal of this pageant is to have Belize City support the delegate rather than me just have a casting call and select a delegate and be like, okay, well, here, this is your delegate for this year.
Yeah.
We want the residents of Belize City to join us on the journey as we select a new queen.
Yes. So I just wanna verify something. The reason why we're having a Belize City Queen of the Bay representative versus Belize District is because there's also representation from the Belize District, from the rural side as well. And that's where Queen of the Bay current delegate, Kendall Morgan is from as well.
Yes.
Now let's get an introduction of these ladies, because as I mentioned, this is no easy feat. The first thing we think of when we think of Queen of the Bay is the notorious curtsy. Ladies, talk to us about why you wanted to be a part of the Queen of the Bay pageant this year. Let's begin with you.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. My name is Serena Bowden. I am delegate number 1. So the reason why I wanted to be a part of the Queen of the Bay from I was a little girl, I always admire it. And it's just to be an advocate or a role model in my community and all over.
Where are you from in Belize City here?
I am from the late independence era.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And how old are you?
I'm 18.
18 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
So what's the age limit of Queen of the Bay?
It's between the ages of, if you're turning 18 the same year as nationals,
okay,
you're qualified, and the oldest is 26.
Okay, all right. So you still had time. All right. Yes, unfortunately, I don't have any more time. All right. And next to Serena is Heavenly Bradley.
Good
Heavenly,
morning.
talk to us about why you decided to be a part of this pageant, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Heavenly. I am 20 years old, and I am from the Albert Division. Now, I am delegate number 4 in the Queen of the Bay Belize City pageant, and I can say the reason why I decided to join Queen of the Bay, I mean, it was not a right there, go for it. It was a very tough thinking that I had to do.
Why is that?
Because I didn't think that it was something that I would fit in doing.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't think it would match my persona.
Okay.
So I was like, it was a very, very long process. As I stated in the past interviews, that I submitted my application a day before.
Oh, you really thought about
Yeah,
that.
I had to thought about it. And the application came out in February, and the deadline was in, I think, March. So and it was March 28th, I think, something around there. And I submitted the 27th, like literally before 12 o'clock, like around 11 or 10.
So what was the deciding factor?
Okay, so the first deciding factor was the support. I wanted the support, especially from my family. I wouldn't say from friends, because I have very few of those, but for family, definitely. And I had asked my 2 older sisters. They were with me at the time when I had already filled out the application at that point. It was just to hit the button, submit. And I asked my 2 sisters, and like, you think I will get the support? And they were like, of course, why would you not get the support? And I asked them, would you think it was something that I could do? They're like, yes. And I was like, okay then. And I first submit.
And she's like, okay, submit. Now that you have made that decision and you're fully immersed in this experience, what has it been like so far? Are you happy you made that decision?
Yes, I am definitely happy I made that decision. I mean, we are winding down to the last days, and I am very glad that I met these ladies. Miss Amanda, our wonderful coordinator. It has been a very tedious process. I mean, you wouldn't imagine.
Pageants are really not all that it seems. A lot of people think that it's just these girls getting all dressed up, putting on their cutest outfits and their makeup and just walking around in heels. But no, it's totally more than that.
I can say it's also about advocating for what you want, the most, or what change you want to see the most.
Yeah.
And for me, advocating for older people and seniors, that's my thing, especially mental health in seniors and older folks, especially single mothers. That's what I'm more focusing on.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't grow up with a single mother. My parents lived together for a while, but I ended up having a single mother, and I know how that can take a toll on you for a little while.
Yeah.
So that's what, and especially for my grandparent, my grandma, they grew up being a single parent as well, and it took a toll. So
all right, well, we're going to get to the platform aspect. I love you. You definitely did your research. You know how to jump into what's important. But let's meet Vivica Perez. You are also interested in representing Belize City at the upcoming National Queen of the Bay pageant. But why did you decide to do this?
Hi, good morning. My name is Vivica. I am delegate number 5. And I really wanted to join Queen of the Bay because I wanted to show off my patriotism. And I also wanted to be a part of history because, you know, this has been going on for so many years. So.
Yeah. She mentioned something really important there, Amanda. She said that, well, she mentioned 2 things very important. She said she wanted to join this pageant because it's patriotic, and 2, it's a part of history. And I think that is what sets Queen of the Bay apart from all the other pageants we love and enjoy and watch here in Belize. Let's talk about that in particular.
Okay, so this year is going to be the 79th year of the National Queen of the Bay. And the pageant is scheduled for next month. So as soon as our Belize City Queen is selected, she will be going straight into a hard, tough training.
Yeah.
Preparing her for competing for the national title.
Yes.
And so we want to make Belize City make a statement. Being the 66th Queen of the Bay and the first person to actually give Belize City a back-to-back hold on the crown, I feel that people are expecting a lot, you know, from whosoever is selected to represent Belize City at the National Queen of the Bay pageant.
All right. Well, we had a little switch here, so we want to introduce you to two more of the contestants for the Belize City Queen of the Bay pageant. We have here with us Isidra Chacon and Candice Williams. Ladies, introduce yourselves and tell us a bit about why you wanted to be a part of this pageant. Let's begin with you, Isidra.
Good morning, Belize. My name is Isidra Chacon, and I'm 18 years old. I have always admired and respected all the young ladies that have entered these pageants. I never thought that I could be here. So I decided to challenge myself and to prove to myself and also everyone that I can do it.
Yeah. All right. Candice, let's get you.
Hi, good morning, Belize. My name is Candice Williams, and I am 21 years old. The reason why I choose to join this pageant is because I wanted to encourage and also be a role model to younger women like myself, letting them know that, hey, not because you have a certain type of difference, that means you can't be able to do what you want to do or what you set your mind out to do. So the reason why I wanted to join this pageant is because I want to, you know, what would you call it? Just set a role model, just being a role model to them then.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is lovely. Ladies, we were able to touch really briefly on another aspect of pageantry that we're seeing now. It has evolved from the beauty queen view of these women that really put themselves out there. And it's now, you have to have a platform. You have to represent something. You have to be an advocate for something. Ladies, since I have you guys here, talk to me about what exactly you are advocating for.
I am advocating for youth, not only young women, but also young men. My platform statement is about gang violence. And I believe that we need to do better for these youths. We need to implement long-lasting solutions. We're just here, just throwing things at them and just hoping for the best when we should be behind them and encouraging them. We should do more. And I want to do more, and I want to be the voice for everyone if they'll allow me so that I could.
How do you believe that you could use your platform to influence young people and reduce the instances of gang violence that is taking place in the country?
I want to create, I want to have fun activities in each and every community. I want to invite all the young people out, and I want to have things that'll catch their attention, that'll make them want to stay and make them want to change and keep them occupied. Because as you may know, mostly the people who are, the young men or young women who are joining gangs are those who have nothing to do, those who have a lot of spare time on their hand. And I believe that if we can give them something to do, something that they like, something that they're passionate about, that they'll be focused on that.
All right. Well, let's get Candice in the conversation. What's your platform?
Okay, so I am advocating for people with disabilities.
Okay.
Because I feel like they haven't been recognized enough, and I feel like even though they might be recognized, or they're recognized, they get bullied a lot for who they are. And I have a disability myself, but I don't call it a disability, I call it a blessing, because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I want to inspire youths out there autism, people who have difficulty with, learning fast enough. I just want to encourage them that they're no different from no other else. They have the same rights, the same feeling, and we're loved by the same person who created us.
That is so inspiring. I have to say thank you so much for having the courage to put yourself out there regardless of your disability. And I can't wait to see what that looks like on the pageant night as well. Let's get you, Vivica, in the conversation. You shared with us why you wanted to be a part of this year's pageant, to be patriotic and to be a part of history. But what do you want to provide as it relates to advocacy?
Right. I'm advocating for endangered marine wildlife. Belize has such a beautiful, diverse wildlife, marine life, right? We have one of the second largest barrier reef in the world. And I think it's so beautiful. Unfortunately, a lot of animals are endangered due to net fishing. A lot of manatees get hurt when they drive their boat and the engines hit it.
Yeah. So what prompted your decision to go into this as a platform? I know a lot of people, they choose something that's close to their heart. Is that something for you?
Yes, I enjoy going swimming, I enjoy going fishing, I love being on the waters, I just love snorkeling, seeing animals in the water. So that is definitely what inspired me to advocate for that.
All right. Well, Amanda, this looks like it's going to be a tough competition. These ladies are obviously intelligent and not only beautiful. Talk to us about what we can expect on pageant night.
Okay, so first of all, when it comes to stage performance, we're following the same outline as the National Queen of the Bay pageant to ensure that we select a delegate that meets the expectations. Beside that, we're also doing a little closed-door interview just before pageant begins, so that the judges can have somewhat of a one-on-one time with the girls to get to know them on a personal level. Because we want to ensure, like we said, this pageant is not all about how we look. It's not a beauty pageant, right? We want a queen that is relatable. Someone that will be a great ambassador for Belize City and also a great role model for the younger Belizeans.
Yes. So when, where, what time?
Okay, so we're having the pageant this Friday at the Parish Hall starting at 7 p.m. It's $20 reserve, $15 general, and $10 for children. We are encouraging the public to come out and support. It's not only about selecting a queen, but it's also a form of a fundraiser. We all know that dress and wardrobe and all of that costs.
Beauty pageants are expensive.
Exactly. And so we're trying to, also raise some funds. And we want to have the public be a part of seeing how these girls perform and how they're selected to represent at nationals.
All right. Well, ladies, I'll give you an opportunity to share with us, or share with the viewers why they should come out and watch you guys perform on Friday.
Good morning again, Belize. I'm inviting everyone to attend our pageant and to just see, to feel in person and to see and to choose your favorite delegate. Each of us has our own personalities, and I feel this pageant is something that we've never seen before. I mean, this is the first Belize City pageant that is happening, and just come out and support us. We're doing a good cause.
Yeah.
Good morning again, Belize. The reason why you guys should come out and, support us or watch the pageant is because, like what Essie just said, we all have our own personalities. I just want you guys to come out and enjoy and see what the judges, see and how they judge, and just be a part of it.
Yeah. Vivica?
Yes. I think everyone should come out to support their favorite delegate, to see, interact, be a part of what the judges are voting for. You get to see kind of who won, and
All right. And of course, you can share your final thoughts with us as well, Amanda.
All right. Well, we're reaching out to not only Belize City, but from all over to come out and support the young ladies at the pageant. I know Belize City small. I know you guys probably crossed paths with one of the girls before, work with them, been to school with them, whatever have you. Come out and support the girls. We appreciate all the love and the sharing of the flyers and all that. But one more step left is to be at the pageant, right?
Yes.
So you need to come out and cheer on your favorite delegate, guys. You definitely don't want to miss the first Miss Belize City Queen of the Bay pageant.
Is there any sponsors involved in this pageant?
Oh, I bring Melissa. I had to bring Melissa.
Yeah, sure,
I
go
don't
ahead.
want to forget nobody. Okay, so we want to thank our platinum sponsor, Cybertronic System. They are sponsoring one of our biggest prize. And I really want
reveal it. That's
huge. We are saying
big.
pageant night. Yes,
Okay.
it's huge. We have Smile Solutions Dental Care. We also want to thank the Honorable Cordell Hyde, James Brody's Company Unlimited, Life and Fashion Photographic, Kim Speddy, Envy Nails by Shy, Dessa Closet. I also want to thank RRI's Hair Service, Glam Factor by Ernella, Pampered Hands by Jen. I also want to thank Dolled by the Dawn, Charnel Spence. She's the one that did all the girls' makeup for their photo shoot. Bundle of Kylie. She have done all of our photo shoots.
Wonderful.
XTV and Creme Radio, Hot Off the Press, Handy Palm Shop, Habit, and Coleman's Construction. We want to thank you guys for partnering up with us. And also I want to thank Life and Fashion Photography as well. We appreciate your support, and we hope that you guys will continue to work along with us next year.
All right. Well, ladies, thank you so much for stopping by. We wish you all the best, and we can't wait to see who turns out as the new Miss Belize City Queen of the Bay, set to take place this Friday at the Parish Hall at
7 p.m.
7 p.m. And of course, you can still purchase your tickets. Where can you get those tickets?
Okay, well, you can contact us on our Facebook page. The delegates will also have tickets, and then we'll have some at Dessa's Closet. So you guys can buy your outfit at the same time.
Oh, that's a good idea. All right. Well, we got to take another quick break. And when we come back, we'll be joined virtually by Paul Lopez in Bella Vista. And we'll also be speaking to Stefan in Punta Gorda about all things by-election in Toledo East. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Let's take a journey through the core functions of the Social Security Board. It all starts with registering as an insured person, employer, or self-employed individual. Sign up for a portal account to manage your Social Security information online. Just provide accurate information and click Create. This will give you access to a range of services and benefits. Next, your contribution, along with investments and other income, are collected and distributed into 3 funds. This ensures that the SSB fund is securely utilized to support various benefit programs. The SSB is committed to providing essential benefits such as sickness, maternity, injury, and pension. These benefits are paid out to eligible individuals as a part of the Social Security coverage. We help you navigate through life's challenges with financial security. Annual surplus accumulates to grow the fund each year. This surplus is invested into various industries, contributing to the growth and development of our nation. With each passing year, the fund continues to grow due to the annual surplus and interest revenue earned from prudent investments. This surplus, along with reserves, helps to bolster the SSB fund and provide a safety net for those in need. We've arrived at the end of our journey to better understanding how the SSB works. We remain committed to serving you and building a secure future for all Belizeans.
Having issues with low water pressure in your home? Well, the Gould's ResiBoost Compact Booster Pump System provides the solution you need. This system isn't just any constant water pressure system, it's a product of Gould's Water Technology's next generation engineering and design. This easy-to-install plug-and-play system is more reliable, more durable, and more efficient at ensuring strong, consistent water pressure throughout your entire household. Take your water pressure to the next level with Gould's ResiBoost. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
My name is Leomar Langzert and I'm a teacher and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch.
What I enjoy is the safety features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer. With these online that Belize Bank offered is basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
Summer is almost here, and we're gearing up for the exciting time of the year where kids from all over the country come together and showcase their talent on one stage. The Open Your Eyes stage. Yes, that's right. Summerfest is back.
The first 100 children gets a free gift. Join us on Friday, July 19th at the Memorial Park in Belize City at 6:30 a.m. It will be a fun-filled morning with lots of prizes and surprises. Come see talented kids from all over the country perform on stage. See you at Summerfest 2024.
I'm connected. Yo.
I'm connected.
We're connected.
Create the perfect broadband bundle that fits your style with Smart Connect. With the Junior Bundle, get 50% off your national calls and up to 6 gigabytes of data at no extra cost. Get postpaid added on for an additional cost of only $25 with the Prime Bundle. Stay connected with unlimited smart-to-smart calls plus 6,300 megabytes of data and free international minutes. For the family, get the Binge Watchers bundle with Netflix add-on for only $28.13 more. This bundle gives you 4 profiles with unlimited streaming on multiple devices. Visit a showroom near you to sign up and personalize your own bundle combination with Smart Connect. Smart, bringing people together.
Good morning once again. We are here in Bella Vista at the Bella Vista RC School, and we are with Corazon North's UDP area representative, Mr. Hugo Pat. Mr. Pat, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
How is it this morning?
It has been a very, thank God we have a bright, shiny morning. It has been very calm and tranquil here in Bella Vista. I could say that the general sentiment is that people are coming out. Usually in the mornings you won't see the kind of traffic that would normally be after midday, but everything has been going so tranquil so far, and so you would see that the mobility of our parties has been here, and I can say that thus far we have been having a very peaceful movement. So it's very encouraging.
As one of the executive members of the UDP, what sort of work has been put in Bella Vista to pretty much gear up the machinery?
Well, we have had the mechanism is in place. The campaigning has actually taken place. Today, it's just merely the actual election, the actual voting, the actual taking out of people to make sure that we have our supporters out and voting within the time frame allotted. And so it is just a normal exercise. We have had thankfully people with experience who have done this before, so it is just a matter of gearing up. And here in Bella Vista, I could say that we have a number of youths, and that is very encouraging, that have actually taken up the hems of assisting the party from that end.
Is this where you're stationed today?
Yes, I'm stationed here in Bella Vista.
Well, all the best to you and your team today, sir.
Thank you, and thank you to you guys, and the best for everybody for the day.
Wonderful, thank you.
All right.
Lopez, and he is in Bella Vista. That was his initial interview with the deputy party leader for the UDP, Hugo Pat.
Yes.
We also have with us online at the moment Paul Lopez. I believe we.
Well, we
there
will.
we go.
Okay, there he is. Paul,
Good
can you hear
morning,
us?
Paul, can you hear us?
You'll have to speak a bit loudly. I don't have headphones, but there's a lot happening in the background right now.
Okay.
Of course, we are in Bella Vista. You heard from Hugo Pat, the deputy party leader of the United Democratic Party earlier. We actually moments ago got an interview with Dr. Osmond Martinez. We'll have to send that interview briefly. We had to jump on to this live, but what we saw just now was basically a grand entrance led by Dr. Osmond Martinez. We saw in that, and again, we'll have to send you some of this footage as soon as we get off this live. But in that parade, if you would have it, we saw Osmond Martinez, Dr. Osmond Martinez. We saw Thea Garcia, who recently secured.
Fresh on the heels of her victory.
Right, so she was there, and we also saw the mayor, Belize City Mayor Bernard Wagner, also in that parade, and of course they were flanked by a bunch of PUP supporters, and basically them making a statement that we are here to cast our votes, and we come out strong and we come out ready. And so you'll see behind me, and I'm turning a little bit just to show you, that's a bit of the crowd. And so behind me also, I see the Minister of Border Security and Defense. The name evades me right now, that shouldn't be the case, but you guys could help me with that.
Lorenzo Marin Jr.
Wonderful, because a lot is going through my mind. I'll actually see if I could get Mr. Martinez while I'm on this live. I have kind of eye contact with him, and we'll see if we could get a word in with him briefly. We'll see if we get a word in with him briefly. But Bella Vista, guys, this is where a lot of the excitement is expected to go down today, because this is clearly where, this polling station is clearly where the largest number of voters are in the entire Toledo East. We're talking about 2,600 voters. We have Dr. Osmond Martinez with us right now.
Yes.
He's joined us. Doc, good morning.
Good morning.
We're live on Open Your Eyes.
Thank you.
One of your favorite morning shows.
Absolutely. Good morning, Belize.
Good morning.
Good morning. Doc, clearly, this is one of the largest registered voters population in Toledo East.
Yes.
How significant is Bella Vista to the outcome of today's by-election?
While it is significant, I go after every vote. I was all the way in Graham Creek campaigning, where there was only 22 voters, and no other political party visited them, because it takes there about 4 hours just to get there. It's 2 hours driving and 2 hours riding a horse, and another 2 hours coming back on a horse. So I went there twice, once by horse and the other one by water. Actually, I fell off the canoe.
Did you?
Yes, when I went the second time, but I had fun. Okay, and that's the most important part.
Clearly the needs in a community like Graham Creek is different than the needs of those within Punta Gorda. How is it that you plan or you seek to address those needs across the board, even in the community here in Bella Vista?
Well, all communities have different needs, and Toledo East is very unique. Different cultures, different religions, different languages. It's like Bella Vista is Spanish dominant. Some of the villages, or the majority of the villages, we deal with is Quechua, and then we also have English Creole or language and Garifuna. And it is unique that you will find that some of the residents of Toledo, they have mastered all the languages that are spoken in this constituency. And it's such a beautiful constituency.
In terms of when we're looking at quickly, we're looking at electricity, we're looking at road infrastructure, we're looking at job creation, we're looking at education as well. Just 4 foundational needs, basic human needs. So when we're talking about infrastructure and we're talking about societal needs, where is your mind placed on those issues across the board?
Well, I have three main pillars that I have been working with and which I have presented to all the communities. Health is number one, education, and economic transformation. So when you look at health, for example, we have a lot of issues in terms of the health sector and the health services within the Toledo district. And then when it comes to education, we have the highest poverty in the country, which means that that by itself is telling us that the only tool that has been developed to break the cycle of poverty is education. And there is an urgent need to increase our human capital, you know. And the third one, which is economic transformation, which speaks about the creation of jobs, which speaks about the improving the services, whether in tourism or the agro-productive sector, but also a call center. We are already in a process of getting a call center, the first call center in Punta Gorda. And at the same time, there is some road infrastructure. As is yesterday, we completed one of them out of the many that have been completed, and more are on their way, some going all the way to Indianville.
No, I won't keep you too long more, but talk a bit about the machinery that is at play here. The Toledo East constituency, it is perhaps among the largest by land mass, and perhaps eighth when it comes to the amount of registered voters within the constituencies across the country. How is it that you all are planning to mobilize voters today to get them out to ensure that all those critical votes are out and that they cast their ballots? Even if it's to exercise their right for the other party, you want to ensure that voters come out today and that there's a huge voters turnout, correct?
At the end of the day, I will reveal that secret.
You will reveal that secret at the end of the day.
Yes.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't include anything that's sort of persuading, what you say, quid pro quo type of agreement. Hopefully it's none of that.
Everything is pro bonos.
Everything is pro bono. Dr. Martinez, thank you so much for your time, and all the best today to you and your team as you all move forward. I know you have a long day ahead.
You know, just I want to end by saying, this is the village that saw me growing. Bella Vista is relatively a new village. It came from Copen, from the banana farms. And most of the people here are people that I grew up with.
This is where you grew up?
Yes.
Okay.
So I grew up in the banana farms. Then Bella Vista was established back in 1996, 97, 98. Well, it was after 98. And that's, to be here today, I mean, it's history in me. Yeah. Okay, but the history will be completed after the last ballot is complete.
Wonderful. Doc, we'll catch up with you throughout the day. You plan to go down to Punta Gorda?
I will visit every polling station. We have 10.
Wow, that's a lot of driving around.
Well, we have to do what we have to do. I mean, we asked for this job and we are saying that we can do it, so we have to prove it to them.
Doc, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you for being here.
Of course, no problem. Take care.
Please enjoy Bella Vista and show off. Bella Vista is beautiful.
I'm looking forward to eating some food, breakfast, lunch, maybe something for dinner. So if you could point me in the right direction, I'll take your advice.
Ask for some pupusas and ask for some tajadas. That's the traditional food of Bella Vista.
Tajadas?
Yes.
All right, I have to look for that.
And pupusas.
All right, Doc.
All
Take
right,
care.
thank you.
No problem. No problem. Take care. All right, so guys, you heard it there from Dr. Osman Martinez. Anything stands out to you all in studio about anything that he may have said moments ago?
Well, it's the idea, Paul, that he's prepared to visit all the polling stations across Toledo East today. And I'm thinking that's a pretty huge number and a tall order to be able to travel that far.
Absolutely.
Yeah, indeed. That kind of stood out to me as well. Also, it's the fact that he is from this community, according to him, where he grew up. So it makes sense why he and his supporters would make such a statement in their entrance, this grand entrance towards the polling station. And again, you hear the PUP supporters behind me making that sort of noise in support of Osman Martinez. What we also see out here, we also see tent for the UDP, so the United Democratic Party. They have their tent and they have their supporters out here and their machinery ready. You heard from Hugo Pat earlier. He's a part of the machinery there for the United Democratic Party. And then behind me, a good distance to the back, there's Will Mejia's tent, or the People's National Party's tent, the least among the amount of supporters under a tent. I think there's like 5 supporters there wearing green shirts. Again, Will is someone that this is not his first rodeo, especially in Toledo East. He's tried 3 times. I guess it's 4 times the charm. He tried in 2008, he tried and failed. He tried in 2012 and failed. He tried in 2015 and failed. He didn't try in Toledo East in 2015. He was in Fort George in 2020. But each year, interestingly, each year that Will Mejia contested the Toledo East division, each year following, his vote counts just continued to go down. So he started somewhere at 7%. I believe he went down to 6%, and then 5% of the voters turnout that he received support from. And this is while the voting, registered voters and the voters turnout continue to increase in a sense, his votes continue to decrease. So Will Mejia is definitely fighting an uphill battle here in Toledo East, but he has his support and he has his tent. And of course, there's no better place for him to have presence than in Bella Vista, where the largest number of voters are registered for the Toledo East constituency.
The good thing is, Paul, it's still early in the morning. It's only an hour and 17 minutes since the polls have opened. And of course, as you mentioned, even though the numbers look small for Will Mejia, it is a total of 7,725 voters of the entire Toledo East constituency. So he might just surprise us. Maybe the 4th time is a charm.
Yeah, so we're just going to step back a little bit because we seem to be in the 100 yard or 100 meter area, and so they're asking us to move, so we're stepping back a little bit. This is good. This is good. Come on a little more. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, so 100%. Over 7,000 registered voters in this constituency, and so there's a lot of daylight left before polls are closed at 6 p.m. and a lot can happen within that time. It's definitely dependent on how these political parties carry out or operate their machinery to get out their voters. That's the most important thing early in the morning, leading into the afternoon, late into the afternoon, for voters to come out, exercise their right and cast their vote to who their candidate of choice is, you know.
Well, Paul, thank you so much for the coverage that you've provided thus far so early in the morning. We will be getting back to you later throughout the day. We do know that you will be providing on-the-hour updates wherever you head to in that constituency. So thank you.
No problem. It seems as if it's going to be a hot day, and so we're going to stay hydrated out there. I know Stefan Morales is in Punta Gorda, and he's doing a great job as well. You all in studio, keep doing a great job.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
And speaking of Stefan, we're actually heading to Punta Gorda town, where Stefan interviewed Indira Andrew, he interviewed. So we're going to go to her first and find out what he asked her, and of course what's currently taking place in Punta Gorda town.
With me, I have Miss
Indira Andruin.
Yes, Miss Andruin, who are you here to support today?
I'm here to support Will Mejia.
Can I ask why?
Because Will has done so much for our community already. And if we put Will in, he's just going to do so much more. I know that he has started Tide, he started PGTV, he's gotten investors for Copal and Copalirum, which has bring in so much jobs and so much thousands of dollars.
For the town council election, I know that you were on the slate, right?
Yes.
So what inspired you to get into politics?
Actually, because of Will, because I've seen all the changes that Will has done. You know, he sent people to school and the things that I have said previously. Because I've seen Will so active in his community, it inspired me to go and, put myself on the slate.
And as a young female, what advice do you have for anybody who would want to come into politics?
Um, if you really want to see a change, I believe that you need to take that initiative because only you can make a change. You can't wait and wait for somebody else to come make the change. You have to do it yourself.
Any last minute words for the people out there for today?
I encourage you to vote. We're right here at, all the polls. So just come out and vote and make a difference in your community.
Thank you so much.
Right, we go from that interview with Indira Andrewin to another interview that we have lined up with Stefan Alberto down there in Punta Gorda. And of course, it's with Stan Creek West Area Representative Rodwell Ferguson. All right, we're experiencing a bit of technical difficulties where that interview is concerned. I am made to understand as well that the mayor of Dangriga is also in Punta Gorda, and Stefan had an opportunity to speak with Mayor Robert Mariano as well, who is there on behalf of the People's United Party. Do we have that video ready?
Good morning, I'm here with
Mayor Mariano from Dangriga.
Yes, sir. So what attracted you to PG this time around?
Well, of course, as you know, this by-election is important to my party, my country, and even myself and my family. And so, as you know, I'm a PUP mayor, and so it's important for me to come and to give that overwhelming support to my team here in the Punta Gorda town. And so that's what attracts me, and so I'm here, and as you can see, the machinery is well oiled, and we are ready to go and claim victory at the end of the day.
Yes, sir. Speaking about the machinery, how do you see or the similarities or difference between Punta Gorda and Dangriga?
Not much different because, as you know, the tradition and culture are all the same. I was part of a meeting yesterday and I asked questions, and the machinery that is put in place is similar to that we had in Dangriga. We have one national party council, and they do their guidance and advice, and so I'm sure that what they have put in place in Dangriga is the same thing they have put in place here in Punta Gorda town, because our number one thing is to ensure that we get out our voters. So at the end of the day, each vote will be counted, right? And so our strategy is to ensure that we get out the people who will come out to vote for the People's United Party.
Any last words for those people in Punta Gorda who they're on the fence if they are going to vote or not?
Yes, I want to encourage the people of Punta Gorda town to please come out and to vote for the People's United Party. You have seen all the development that is occurring in and around the Punta Gorda town. As a matter of fact, over a year now, the People's United Party have been paving streets in Punta Gorda town. Punta Gorda town have changed and is transforming, and so you need to ensure that this transformation continue. You need to ensure that the development for Punta Gorda town continue, and the only way that can be done is to vote for the people's, come out today and to vote for the People's United Party. As you know, over the past 13 years or so, or 16 years, when the United Democratic Party was in office, they didn't do anything for Punta Gorda, but now you are seeing the change. So I'll encourage everybody to come out and to come and vote for Dr. Osman Martinez and the People's United Party.
Can the PG people look out for any sort of collaboration between the Punta Gorda Town Council and the Dangriga Town Council?
Of course. As a matter of fact, I was in a discussion with the mayor of Punta Gorda Town, and we are looking at forming our sister city relationship with both towns, because that is important that we form our own sister city, because in the event one of these times Punta Gorda, Dangriga would need help, we know that we can rely on the other to give that support to each other.
And on a personal note, what's next? What next for you when it comes to your political career?
Well, I think when we reach that bridge, I'll cross it, because, as you know, next year we're having a general election, and Dr. Zab will be our standard bearer. And I'm supporting, and Dr. Zab will be having an endorsement convention very soon, and so I'll be endorsing him as well. And so I think I'll take each day at a time. We make the decision close to the end of the term.
All right. Anyways, thank you, sir. Thank you for your time, and wish the best for you guys today.
Thank you.
All right, that was Mayor of Dangriga, Mr. Robert Mariano. Of course, we will be keeping the ball rolling, going into more interviews, but we do want to mention, Isani, that we are completely against electioneering. That normally is a talk around elections, actually. Of course, Stefan did mention that early this morning he saw roads being paved, and a lot of people would associate that with electioneering as well. So before we even continue the conversation, we're going to jump straight into another interview that was done by Stefan Norales, and by Stefan, and that is with Chips Norales.
Good morning. Today I'm here with
Michael Norales. They call me Chips.
So Mr. Chips, what bring you out this morning?
Well, I couldn't take no chance by not making the People's United Party win. I'm a member of the People's United Party for quite some time, and we just have to galvanize to come together so we can make sure we continue the work that has been started by the government here in Punta Gorda and Toledo East on a whole.
Yes, sir. So, if I'm not mistaken, you were in Belize City and then you came back to PG when it comes to politics, right?
Well, yeah. I represented the PUP on the Belize City Council, and but I had pledged that I would have served only one term, and then we retired and we came back home. So I'm home. And where I live, I usually serve. So here I am.
So, could you speak to us about the development that you have seen whilst you are here back in PG?
Well, it took a little bit long, to be honest, but you could see some of the streets being paved, some of the areas that have some holes, they have been attended to a little bit now. Some of the bridges have been fixed. That's because of a lot of collaboration. We have people who would come together and discuss why we need this, And in everything, like everything else, we need to prioritize. So, yes, we want to fix everything, but we have to do it one street at a time, one bridge at a time. So I see a lot of things happening, and I'm very happy. Because when I came back, I was very critical of the conditions of the streets here in PG. I put it out there, and I think that time the mayor, Charles Delgado, just won. I wasn't expecting him to fix everything, but at least, do something. I just put it out there. That was my observation.
Yes, sir. So what's next when it comes to your party here in PG?
Well, we are making sure that why not go with Mr. Martinez, since he's already close to the guys in Belmopan and in Belize City and in Orinjwa. And I know he's a guy who could lobby to get as much things done here. So, of the three candidates, three of them are my friend. I had to choose one. So, here I go. I had to go with Osmond Martinez.
And on a personal note, Mr. Chips, what next for you when it comes to politics?
I don't intend to venture into that again. I will allow people who are born and bred here to do what they need to do. Mind you, we're a Belizean, but I have a peace of mind. But I will support when it's time when it comes to politics. But I don't intend to put my name anywhere to represent. I'll do it on the outside. All right, so.
Anyways, thanks, Mr. Chips. Thank you, and best of luck today, sir.
All right, thank you as well.
Yes, sir.
Enough respect.
That's an interesting final comment there made by Michael Norales, who many would see as someone who is from Dangriga and attempted to run for electoral politics in Punta Gorda. If you understand the dynamics between those two districts and those two towns, you would understand why he made that particular comment. But yes, so we've had some interesting conversations at the start of this election process this morning. We heard from the Honorable Hugo Pat from Corozal, who is in Bella Vista on behalf of the United Democratic Party. We've also heard from Dr. Osmond Martinez, and this was the initial interview for today. I know that throughout the course of the day, Paul and Stefan will both get other opportunities to speak with these candidates as the day progresses. And of course, we heard from Indira Andruin, and that one for me was of particular interest because she spoke of the work that Will Mejia has been doing
in his community.
Independently in his community. Now, whether or not that translates to votes in his favor, we're yet to see that, but it speaks to perhaps one man's determination that notwithstanding the previous losses, he still continues to offer himself for electoral office, for public office, to see how he can serve the people of Toledo East.
And I mean, what stood out to me in Indira's comments was how his work impacted her particularly. As you would know, Indira is from Punta Gorda, and she's also an entrepreneur who has found ways of using the environment, advocating for the environment to also be a part of her business as well in the products that she sells as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing if in the future more individuals will band together in support of Will Mejia if he decides to continue doing this long term because of the impacts that he has made in his community development work as well. But Isani, it is 8:30 now, and of course we can't continue the show beyond. This isn't an all-day election coverage.
I just want to take one opportunity though, understanding as you've mentioned, we're not going to be here on the set carrying it all the way through, but I just want to inform or remind our viewers that we will be having live updates on the hour, both on Facebook and of course live on 5. So if you want to follow the progress of the by-election down in Toledo East, then certainly stay tuned to Channel 5. We will be providing you up-to-the-minute information all the way through to the last ballot being counted, and a winner for Toledo East is decided by the people of Toledo East.
Thank you. I couldn't have said it any better. And for persons who will be going out to vote, if you do not know the different areas that polling stations are, I'm going to read out that list for you now. Polling area number 109 will be at St. Peter Claver RC School. Polling area 109 is also in Indianville at the St. Benedict RC School. Polling area number 109A, 110 and 12 will be at the Cattle Landing Community Center. Polling area number 111 and 12A will be at Punta Gorda Methodist School, and I believe that was where we also saw Stefan as well. Number 113 will be at Our Lady of Bella Vista RC School. Also 115 will be at Monkey River Community Center. 116 will be at St. Joseph RC School at Barranco Village. 117, Sacred Heart RC School in Crique Sarco Village. Number 118 will be at St. Mark RC School in Otosha Village. And 119, the last polling area, will be at Little Flower RC School at Forest Home Village. Of course, this is a very big constituency, as we have been saying. For me, what stood out in the conversation with Mr. Martinez, Dr. Martinez, was the fact that he visited areas like Graham Creek that only had 22 voters, Isani.
Yeah.
So that
it goes
really
back to what I was mentioning to you earlier about Barranco and Monkey River.
Exactly.
Right?
So this is going to be an interesting day to watch, of course. This is a part of history as well.
Yes.
So I implore you guys, even if you're not a part of the Toledo East constituency, to keep watch of what is taking place. This is a historic moment because whoever represents or wins this election today will be a part of the general elections next year as well. And as Isani mentioned, we will be providing on the hour live coverage of what is taking place in Toledo East, so stay tuned to that as well. And of course, we'll also be filling our newscast with all that took place today as well. Well, we do got to wrap up our show, Isani. Yes. It has been an interesting morning, and of course, it is July 17th. If you're celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. And if you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oye@channel5belize.com. You can also catch us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ, as well as Instagram at OYEBelize. Thank you so much for joining us, and please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow as you open your eyes.
To start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your mind,
and your hearts open.
Have a wonderful Wednesday.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by SMART, bringing people together, and the Belize Bank, our country, your bank.